When in San Diego, if for no other reason to visit Old Town, you should go for the food. Mexican food restaurants line the street along both sides of Highway 101. My favorite hangout is Fred's and the barbecue pork Texas tacos. Fred's is a classy place, though. Men must have their zippers up to enter. Our stay brought us to the Cosmopolitan Hotel, which looked quite a bit different almost 6 years ago when we first came through here on the San Diego Old Town ghost hunt. At that time, the downstairs was a restaurant, the upstairs was completely unrenovated. There were no rooms to rent. The present owners have now renovated it into what they classify as a bed and breakfast. According to the Cosmopolitan website, Room 11, the room without a view, is the center of the paranormal activity in the hotel.
This will be Hazel. She's going to be staying in the room right next to you, actually.
Okay.
In room 10. But if you need anything at all during the night, you can just give her a call and I'll give her your phone number right here.
Okay.
Just real quick. This will be your innkeeper's room.
That's somebody staying there? Is that it? You say?
The innkeeper master. This will be your room.
Okay.
Okay, so real quick about the room, those are the lights. Let me see. You have air conditioning right here for your use. The bottles of water are not complimentary, they're $6 a bottle. The time to take care of everything.
We got the toilet time.
Yeah. Alright.
Really.
The emergency exit is right in this top drawer right here, sir. Need it? Okay, let me see, anything else particular?
You have a view of nothing, right?
Yeah, that's
What's
no
this?
access, as far as I know. That's just, I mean,
Access
right
to
outside of
the
this
room?
is just, like, this is just drop out the floor onto the ground door. It's
Yeah.
a fake door, it's a
Oh,
false
okay.
door. So,
Wow.
if you have any
Yeah.
experiences, please write them down on a little notebook here.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'll just take you on a quick tour of, one more thing is just where you need to go to, I have the keys, just
Okay.
where you need to go to, get in and out during the night.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
Alright, so I'll turn this off for now. Or do you need it
Just
on
leave it
your
on.
camera?
Yeah, just leave it on. I'll be back in a second. This room was big enough that after setting the surveillance unit up, we still had room to set up 4 wired infrared cameras with overlapping views of each other. The cameras would be left recording day and night for the next 32 hours. All of our cameras picked up lots and lots of dust orbs. All we had to do was kick the sheets to unleash a flurry of them. Wow, look at them fly. As in most of these alleged haunted hotels, the ghost room came complete with a ghost diary, in which previous patrons of the room recorded their ghostly experiences. I love reading these ghost books about what other people think they saw or heard. Since I spend a lot of time debunking my own work, I think that everybody's work needs to be looked at, needs to be reviewed. I read all of these books. In some of these hotels, people have put down what I consider to be classical paranormal activity phenomena, and I've even gleaned some hints about what to look for. Not so much here though. Most people wrote about loud noises waking them up in the night. I don't suppose that could be maybe the compressors or generators of the kitchen, which has the adjoining wall and which you're looking over the roof of. Other people wrote about something that sounded like footsteps in a room in the middle of the night. That's pretty typical also. A lot of young people from the writing appeared to be young people always write stuff about feeling cats walking on the bed or climbing up on the bed while they sleep. I run across this a lot in these books in the haunted rooms of the hotels, and I'm kind of curious, why does it always have to be a cat that climbs up into bed with you, a ghost cat? I mean, if you can't see it, how do you know what it is? Couldn't it be like maybe a ghost rat? Hey, that would be a lot more scary to me. As stout as I am, I might even run from that. I guess that because cats are domestic and oftentimes are pets, that somehow it's figured that in death they can find themselves in this veil that exists between heaven and earth and get trapped there just like a human could. You know, that doesn't say much for domesticating animals. A couple of young ladies wrote about how hot the guys were down in the local bar scene and how as hard as they tried, they still came back up to the room alone and ended up passing their time writing in the ghost book. I guess that leads a new meaning to let your fingers do the walking. I don't know. The only thing I found of importance was that somebody that stayed in here wrote down that Michael, who is the tour coordinator there at the Old Town Ghost Tour, told them that there was no activity in this room, that the owners had made it up basically in order to try to get people to stay here in the room without a view to be able to get someone to occupy the room. I know who Michael is, having taken the tour that 6 years ago, and I intended to meet up with him and question him about it, because if there's anyone in this area that knows where paranormal activity is and where it is not, it would be him. One thing that is really sweet is that if you sleep in late and miss morning breakfast, as we always do on one of these investigations, Hazel, the live-in innkeeper, doesn't mind bringing it right up to your room, putting it right on your bed. I guess that's why they call it a bed and breakfast, and it works for me. Daytime shows a completely different Cosmo than what we witnessed in 2007, that's for sure. A trip through Old Town found us looking at the town's patrons, walking on down to the fountain and staring right at the sign for the ghost tour that was to take place that evening. Michael now gives 2 tours, and the second one goes to an undisclosed area where he claims there's some kind of vortex activity. That's the one that I wanted to take, and I gave him a call for that evening's tour. As fate or luck of the cards would have it, it would turn out to be a private tour also, as nobody else applied for it. By the time we got back from the Old Town Ghost Tour, it was past 1 a.m. The Cosmopolitan looks different at night than it does during the day. The owners keep it all lit up at night. Really pretty. We headed up to our room, room 11, the haunted room, as you recall. And once we were there, Jan stayed in the room while I went down to the car to get a bag for the night and bring it back up. Upon coming back down, I ran into innkeeper Hazel, who asked me if I'd like to spend some time alone in the Bandini rooms, which are the original rooms of the structures. I jumped at that suggestion. I followed Hazel into the lobby of the hotel so she could retrieve a key to open the Bandini rooms, while she explained to me that Isadora Bandini is who they credit the hauntings of the hotel to. Isadora was the youngest daughter of founder Juan Bandini, and I don't know why she would be the one causing the disturbances here, because according to historians, she got married, raised her own family on another rancho, and ended up dying at her sister's apartment in Los Angeles in 1897. On the other hand, Juan's first son, Alejandro Felix Rafael, died at the tender age of 14 in 1839, probably here on the property. Also, Juan's first wife, Maria de los Dolores Estudillo, died before the first son did. As there were no clinics or hospitals right around the corner, she also probably died here on the property. Historians don't know when her death was, but we know that Juan remarried in 1835, so it was sometime prior to that, and there is no explanation given as to how she did die. According to online reports, guests staying in rooms 4 and 5 have reported awakening and finding a female dressed in white standing at the foot of the bed, asking if they will please watch over her children. That sounds more like a mother, Maria, than it does a daughter, Isadora. As we were getting the key, suddenly the lobby light went out all of its own accord and stayed out for about 10 seconds.
Can you make the light go on and off again?
Can I? Oh.
No, I'm talking to whatever did it. That was really bizarre, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Can you make it go off? Well, not much of a response on that one, huh? You did not do that,
I
right?
did not do that.
Can you turn the light back on for us? Where is the switch for it at?
Oh, that would be in the kitchen.
The switch would be in the kitchen for this light,
Yes,
but you normally leave it on at night, right?
it's on all night long.
Can you walk me back there and we'll see if the switch is tripped or not? Hold on, let me get my night shot going there. Okay, so for the record, this light just went off a second time for no apparent reason, and can I use your name?
I'm Hazel.
Hazel, who is the night innkeeper, tells me that the switch to control it is actually in the kitchen. So we're going to walk into the kitchen. We're going to see if the switch has actually been tripped or not, or if it's something physical, maybe a circuit breaker or something like that. This is supposed to be on, right?
It is supposed to be on all night long.
Do you mind being on YouTube, Hazel?
Oh, no, I don't mind. Is this my cup of milk I'm carrying from the room to room?
'Cause I don't like to.
Oh, everything just turned off, but that never turns off.
You said they went off at 1:30, right?
They do, but the lobby light never turns off.
Right.
So,
And I don't,
unless somebody... Are you ladies okay over there?
Yeah, you definitely have to have a. Where are you going?
I'm going into the kitchen.
Okay.
I'm going to turn on an exterior light so that I need to turn something on for you if you're going to be down.
Well, I'm really curious to see if the switch has been tripped.
We're going in.
There's nobody in here right now, right?
No.
Okay, you just turned that one on, right?
Yeah, I turned that one on and I'm trying to turn on some light in the hallway so I can see. There you go.
I'll turn off my IR.
These are all on. They shouldn't be. These are all on. And let's check and see. The lobby chandelier is off and it shouldn't be. Let's see if it turned it back on. Let's go check and see if the lobby light turned back on.
So, can that be set by a timer? Is that what it is? But it shouldn't
The
be.
lobby is not on a timer. The lobby you have to turn on and off because it needs to always be on.
And,
It's always been on,
so that switch was turned off.
and I don't know why.
But I mean, it's turned off just now.
Yeah, it was off right now when we came in, but...
I see the light on down there, so apparently it's
so
back
it did
on.
turn on. Let me turn on a trellis light for you outside here.
Isadora? That was some trick you did, Isadora. Is that your name? We'll be back down in a few minutes. Okay, well, I should probably go back up and get my flashlight before I do anything else.
Okay, you want me to turn on more lights outside?
No, that's okay. I'm right here at the elevator before I get stuck here doing something and have to use my IR to see what the hell I'm doing, you know? I'll just go up and we got a couple of flashlights.
The lights are on in the hall.
Yeah, did you want this door shut now? Yeah, the light is on above the desk again.
Okay.
It came on,
I'll
I
put
just...
that on. So are you going to be coming back down?
Yes, I'll be coming back down here in a little bit.
Okay.
And you want me to call the number or just knock on your door?
You can just call the number.
Okay.
What, Julie? Where's the bag?
Never made it before.
Why?
That's bizarre, dear.
Why?
Because I met Hazel and I still record.
I explained to Jan about what happened downstairs as we got ready to go back down to the Bandini room. This makes us even for her getting to feel the spider webs on her face there at the Old Town Ghost Hunt, which I didn't get to feel. Now we're even Steven. This is twice now in back-to-back hunts that I have been witness to electric manipulation. I can only assume that this incident was not a setup. It didn't appear to be a setup. But I can say, at the last hunt that we did, at the Hotel Imperial in Cripple Creek, where I witnessed an electric disturbance, I saw the bathroom light in our room turn itself on and turn itself off at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning when we were the only ones in the room and there is nothing wrong with the wiring. It's all brand new wiring. That definitely was paranormal. It's the kind of stuff that an investigator lives to see. As I explained to the manager later on, it's also the kind of stuff that if we were not investigators, we'd be down pounding on the front desk asking for our money back right as the hotel opened up. For those of you that don't quite understand my excitement at seeing this, let me point out that electronic manipulation is quite common. Having cameras go off, having batteries get drained, having formats get changed, things like that, because electronic apparatus works on DC voltage. On the other hand, electric manipulation is alternating current. This is much more pronounced. This takes a lot of energy to do something, or it can only be poltergeist activity. That is, something is strong enough to actually manually flip the switch, which is what I was looking to try to see in the kitchen. Was the switch turned, or was a circuit breaker tripped? In this instance, the switch had been turned off. Hazel verified that. There's no reasoning to her as to why that had occurred.
We're back. Can you turn that light out again? You turned it out twice. Go ahead, turn it off. Go in the kitchen and turn the switch. I already know where the switch is at. I saw it. Yeah, it looks like she's not taking a bait this time.
Okay, I have a flashlight here. Turn it on, please.
Well, if you feel like you want to turn the light off, go ahead and do it. You'll let us know that you're here. Because I know you were here a few minutes ago when I was here with Hazel. I don't know whether it's her that you like or me. You were trying to impress one of us. Sure impressed her. Not taking the bait this time around. So this is part of the Bandini room. You can almost feel the electricity in here. It is very odd. This was the original homestead.
What are called the Bandini rooms are the 3 remaining rooms of the original 12 rooms of the structure that Juan Bandini built in 1829. One of those rooms is now where the bar saloon is, which is right next to the lobby where the light went off. Second is a sitting room next to the bar, and the third is further down at the end, and now a wine stock room. I was told by Michael that at one time that used to be a kitchen. Since then they've moved the kitchen to the other side of the wall where that wine stock room is, and that's where the light switch was that was turned off. Coincidentally, room 11 is directly above this wine stock Bandini room.
All right, we're going to set some equipment up here for you to play with. Doesn't show up on the infrared very well, but I'm running a laser splitter here. Let's see if we can't If something should happen to move out of the doorway there in between, we'll be able to tell it by the beam diffraction. I'd like to make that millimeter go off, it'd be really nice. Can you set one of the detectors off anywhere? You can sure feel something in here.
Where do you put the fire alarm up there?
No, turn your light off there. Still trying to figure out how that one light in there went off. That was weird. It's classic.
So, after an hour alone in the Bandini rooms and 32 hours of straight surveillance, did we capture anything? Well, true to Michael's forewarning in the ghost journal, other than dust orbs and a couple of really nifty looking bugs, nothing. Wow, look at the legs on that beauty. We gave the Cosmopolitan Hotel Room 11 an activity level rating of none encountered, none recorded. Now that applies only to Room 11. Obviously, if the incident with the chandelier light going out and coming back on was authentic, we would have to give it a much higher rating considering the entire hotel. We didn't have cameras set up in the kitchen, and in fact, before that incident occurred, I didn't even know where the kitchen was at. So we have no way of knowing whether it was authentic or not. We only like to judge things as being authentic when they're within our own control. It is safe to assume, though, that if the lobby light had inadvertently been put on a timer, it would have stayed out the first time that it went out. For your other investigators that might be planning on visiting the Cosmopolitan, Michael says that rooms 2, 3, 4, and 5 are the ones that have shown activity in the past, as well as the veranda outside of those rooms.